Hey, what is up, guys? This is Smokey here again, bringing you another episode of the Career Mode Part 8. And in this episode, I actually took a really big risk, and I wanted to see, if I could beat this guy, and I chose, I forget his name. You will see his name there, but I chose some guy there that had a lot better stats, and you will see that he has like a crazy amount, way better stats than me. And I thought I took this chance, and I was gonna see, but I kind of was thinking that I was gonna lose, but I don't know. You guys will see the results, and now I'm going to talk about the UFC on FX results. It was a okay event. The prelims were kind of boring. I mean, a lot of the fights went to decision. There wasn't that much explosiveness, but I always respect all the fighters and whatnot. So I know there was a couple fights there that were submissions, which was pretty cool. I mean, I know the Dennis Seaver Diego Nunes fight. That was a pretty interesting fight, and wow, I'm surprised Dennis Seaver could go all 3 rounds while cutting that weight, and he looked pretty good against Diego Nunes, because Diego Nunes is a really good fighter, and as you can see, I always think he has that same fighting style as Roger Huerta, and I mean, it was a pretty close fight. I mean, not really sure, but I guess Dennis Seaver landed a couple more blows, and he kind of pushed the pace a little tiny bit more. I mean, because Diego Nunes always pushes the pace. So yeah, Dennis Seaver won that match by a unanimous decision. I think it should have been a split decision, but I'm nobody. I'm just calling it how I see it. I'm no professional judge, although the judges that do this in the UFC are just retards. I mean, they're either boxing judges or and I understand they're boxing judges, but they really don't know the whole game and how to score fights. I still think the way they score MMA fights in Japan is just way better, and we should maybe improvise that system over here. But I know Chuck Liddell is trying to fix that, and he's trying to educate the judges more. So I hope he really can knock some sense into these judges out there. But anyways, another fight that was kind of cool. I know, what's his face? Paulo Thiago versus, I forgot how to say his name. It's like Badu Dorsa, whatever the hell, some weird Brazilian name. But yeah, man, that was a real shocker. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, the fight only lasted 42 seconds, and it was Cior's first fight in here, and I thought Paulo Thiago would overwhelm him or something, but it was a crazy upset knockout punch that just laid out Paulo Thiago like, wow. I mean, and he really just caught him in the worst time. I mean, Paulo Thiago's timing was just bad. And he got caught, and he pretty much just laid face first on the mat, and he was out. And yeah, I mean, this guy, for right now, I'll say it was a fluke, but we will see what happens when on his next fight. So what also happened on this for the co-main event, Brian Stann versus Alessio Sakara. That event was pretty decent fight. I mean, I was thinking Sakara would do a little more, but Brian Stann pulled the KO pretty much around the middle of the first round, and I'm definitely a Brian Stann fan. That actually rhymed. But yeah, man, I mean, Brian Stann is, he's coming back. I would like to actually see Brian Stann fight another wrestler because, that's his weak spot. And, we all saw what happened when he fought Chael Sonnen. I mean, Chael Sonnen ran through him and made Brian Stann look like a straight kickboxer, which he is, but he's in Greg Jackson's camp, and Brian Stann should have better wrestling, but I'm pretty sure he is focusing on wrestling a lot more now. So congrats Brian Stann. He won first round KO. And for the main event, which I predicted it, and it definitely came true. Although I thought Gustafsson would have knocked him out, but Thiago Silva is a really tough fighter. I mean, he only has 2 losses in his career, and he lost to 2 former champions. I mean, his first loss was Lyoto Machida, and then his recent loss was to Rashad Evans. So, and pretty much, I mean, Lyoto actually put him out. He actually knocked him out, and Rashad Evans just kind of laid and preyed on Thiago Silva. So, but now Alexander Gustafsson, he beat him by unanimous decision and went on 3 rounds. And like always, I mean, and I don't get how now out of nowhere. Because the people that were commentating were Michael Cole. Was it? No, it wasn't Michael Cole. I'm sorry. It was Kenny Florian and the one guy from Fox, I believe. It might have been Michael Cole or not. It was. Actually, I believe it was. I think it was Michael Cole and Kenny Florian that commentated that, and they were starting to say, Alexander Gustafsson really looks like John Jones. And I mean, me and my cousin have been saying this for a long time. When we first saw Gustafsson's first fight, I mean, Gustafsson is going to be a top contender. And I mean, to me, he is the only fighter right now. I mean, Gustafsson still has a couple more fights to go, but he is the only fighter that is going to really be an actual decent battle for John Jones. I mean, he's actually taller. He's like 2 or 1 inch taller than Jones. But the whole thing is that Jones has longer reach, but I mean, Gustafsson just looks good. I mean, his footwork is amazing. His striking technique, his kickboxing and boxing, it's just all there. And the way he moves, I mean, he moves pretty much like a lightweight. I mean, he's a light heavyweight 205 pounder, and the way he moves, he actually almost kind of bounces around like Dominic Cruz. And I mean, I'm not sure how Jones could react to that, but Gustafsson pretty much just went around with his footwork, and he pretty much outboxed or out-kickboxed Thiago Silva. And he actually did some damage on him too, but he couldn't put him away, which I underestimated. I know Thiago Silva's a real solid dude, and although his last fight he cheated and he got caught with steroids, but now he lost, so now he's got 3 losses. So we'll see. I could see Thiago Silva fighting someone along the lines. Not really sure who. Maybe like a top 8 fighter or something. But yeah, that was pretty much the event there. And sorry if I missed a couple fights. I know Diablo actually won as well by majority decision, and James Head beat Poppy by submission. and also Brad Pickett beat Damasio Page by submission, which Brad Pickett looks pretty promising. I could really see him a contender as well. So yeah, guys, another thing I would like to talk about before my time ends is about Diablo 3. And Diablo 3 is coming out here May 15th. I'm really psyched for that game. I don't know if any of you guys are psyched about Diablo 3. Please leave a comment, and maybe you could also message me your Battle.net account, because I'm definitely going to be playing Diablo 3 all the time, and I'm going to be live streaming pretty much every time I'm playing Diablo 3. So, I've been a huge Diablo fan since Diablo 1. Like, Diablo 1 was the game that got me into online gaming, computer online gaming, of course. But yeah, man, I mean, and I see these guys saying, oh, Guild Wars 2 is not like Diablo, or Diablo 3 is not like Guild Wars 2, and blah blah blah. Duh, dumbasses. It's two different kind of games. I mean, come on. I mean, there's an MMORPG, and then there's an action RPG. I mean, come on. Well, which I call it action RPG because it's not the same. It's not 3D, 3D worlds or none of that. So, Diablo 3, I mean, it's looking good. I haven't played the beta. I really didn't want to play the beta, so I'm really thinking Diablo 3 is going to be awesome, and I'm loving the way they have that arena system. I'm not going to come out at first, but that's fine because I have to learn my class and level up, so it's all good. But talk to you guys later. Peace.